As you know, I am a prolific lurker when it comes to YouTube. I just search certain videos, I watch. I don't say nothing. It's just best I don't say anything, trust me. And sometimes there'll be live streams, and I'll listen to a live stream, and I'll be doing what I'm doing. I was sending out some emails, so I was just listening, right? This is something I've heard a lot. Where you'll hear these guys get on camera and talk about, yo, I ain't fucking with these American women no more. These black women. Nah, I'm going to Colombia. They respect black men in Colombia. Yeah, can't stand them. Go to Dominican Republic. Go to Brazil. Go. Okay, go. Go Brazil. That's where they love you. Go to PR. Now, as somebody whose mother is Puerto Rican and who has been to Latin America, to a couple countries in Latin America, I'm not stupid. Do you guys remember I told you I had an ex who was Colombian? She was black. Her race was black, but her nationality was Colombian. So I know what Colombia is like. And these guys, when they say that these women appreciate them more, they'll submit. There's that word, isn't it? There's that word. They'll submit to them and their wants, their needs, their whatever the hell. Let me tell you something. This ain't nothing but prostitution. Like, these guys are stupid. You got to be hella stupid if you think these women actually care about your ugly ass. If you think that when you go to the Dominican Republic or you go to Colombia or wherever you decide to go to, that's your thing, wherever you decide to go to, and you think that these women really like you, and really care about you, like, oh my God, ay papi, ay, you think that they like you, bro, your US dollar is cha-ching. Bro, you are mad stupid. You are hella stupid. So they go, it's because black women don't submit, can't submit. So they actually literally think that going to Colombia or going to Dominican Republic, where even a broke average money having dude goes there and has got a little more money, and they'll flock to you because they see a gringo. They see somebody that's not Colombian, somebody that's not, and I'm just using these countries as an example. My apologies, but if you're Colombian and you know what it's like, right? Please believe me. Or Dominican, they'll go there and these women will flock around them because they'll see Americans and they assume you got money. That's what they assume. They assume you got mad dough because you got more dough than they do. So of course they're gonna come and they'll be like, yeah, they're gonna be nice to you because it's all about money. Now, when you use Colombia, for example, Colombia, they got a lot of sex workers out in Colombia, a lot. And some of them be working on like the webcam stuff. They do online where it's not real sex, but whatever. And they'll meet guys and they'll hustle them for like paper, I guess. And oh, send me some money this way, that way. And these guys fly out there thinking, hey, yo, these Latinas, they love me. I swear to God, B. Yo, I swear to God, they love me. Like, yeah, you gotta go over there. I just want to say something, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Bro, if you're listening, save your money. Don't bother don't get on a flight. If all you want is to fly out there and basically pay for pussy, because that's basically what you're doing. If you want to fly out there, pay for pussy, you can't take the condom off just in case. So it's not like you doing it, right? So if all you want to do is just fly out there for some pum pum, then I get it. That's what you got to do, right? That's your thing. You heard? However, don't think that you can then fly her out to the US on some, yeah, I'm going to wife this one. When she gets to the US and she realizes that you ain't big baller status because now she's in the US and now she understands the dollar and it ain't a dollar to peso conversion. You ain't all that no more. Please believe me, she is going to bounce. And you will start turning around and saying, hold up, wait a minute. You'll start saying that these Latina women ain't all that neither, and you'll start complaining about them as well. Because these guys will talk about the culture, this like it's American culture, it's this black culture, whatever. because they know that there are black women in Colombia. They know there are black women in Puerto Rico, black women in Dominican Republic, but they'll say the culture is different because they're much nicer. You know, they submit to their man and blah, 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 blah. And here's the thing. What a lot of guys don't understand, forget the word submit. Whatever submit means to you in a positive sense, whatever that means, you need to understand that this comes with being able to protect your woman, being able to provide for your woman, support your woman. So when you go to these countries, they see you as essentially providing for them. You can provide something, so they're going to be much nicer to you. You do, and I'm not calling all of the women that do this over there hookers, right? But you know what? Let's just keep it 100. If a guy goes into a club or a bar in the Dominican Republic or PR, right? Or even Colombia or Brazil, and he's average and his money ain't long like that. But in Brazil and in Dominican Republic and Colombia, that money kind of long because of the conversion. And these beautiful women start to flock to you and be like, "Ay, papi, ay, ay, ay." Right? What the fuck do you think's really going on? It ain't your face, homie. It ain't your face, bruh. It ain't your face. It ain't your personality. Half the time they don't even understand what you are saying. So how you talk? She understands me. She really gets me. American women don't understand me. She's like, sí, me entiendes, sí. It ain't your face, bro. She don't understand half of the shit you fucking saying. Forget about all that. Let's keep it 100. When I had that ex who was Colombian, right? Beautiful sister, right? She would tell me the stories of what would go on in Colombia and like how they would just basically rinse American men and British men and European men for their money. Now, what it used to be was that they were rinsing white men, the white Americans, the white British, et cetera, et cetera. That's what they used to focus on, but they don't care about your complexion, your race, or whatever over there. They're only caring about the money. So when the black dudes start saying, "Oh, okay, yo, we rolling out there too." See, the white boys been doing this for a hot minute. They go out there, they let their money talk for them, and it ain't a lot of money. And then they start basically supporting these women because they get gassed up off the coochie. They be like, "Yo, yo, yo." I saw like this video, right? And basically, it was a dude saying how black women only submit to white men. But the examples that he was given where he was saying that they submit to white men were basically rich white men. They were saying that these black women only act like princesses, damsels, and feminine to white men. But the examples he was portraying were rich white men. And the woman that made the video, she basically said that, well, actually, she said women submit to being protected and provided for. And if that comes in the form of money, then da-da. And I actually understood where she was coming from. You know, I don't the interracial thing down in the dumps with that shit. Forget all that. However, I actually understood what she was saying and where she was coming from because her point was these women are going to be feminine because they're able to, because this man is able to provide for them. He's able to protect them. He's able to give them money. And really, that kind of boils down to if you remove that factor and you say, well, black men, if you protect your black woman, if you provide for your black woman, if you support your black woman, if you make sure that you surround your black woman with the things that she needs in order to be feminine, in order to be nice, in order to be quote unquote submit. Because remember, whatever submit means to you in a positive sense, not the negative sense, right? But I feel like a lot of the issue with these guys is that, and we're talking about particular guys, not, in particular groups, right? These guys are expecting loyalty for nothing. These guys are expecting women to love them, appreciate them, worship them, but yet they treat women like shit and they give women nothing in return. Makes no sense. I've said this before. Ladies, don't hit me. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. All right. They say, I'm just stating this though, but they say that women's value decreases with age in society, right? And this is because they say that women's value is based on their looks, their attractiveness, right? And the only way that a woman can counteract this, her value decreasing with age, is if she becomes successful and powerful and has money, because then she has power and then her looks don't really matter that much, right? And for anyone that disagrees, you look at, say, the modeling industry, music, as they say, oh, you're too old for this now. You get what I'm saying? However, they say with men, that men's value increases with age. So you have this like societal collateral or societal currency, because with age, as men get older, they are supposed to be more successful. They're supposed to have more money. They're supposed to have more power. A guy who is young and has good looks, a young, good looking guy, his value isn't that great. It ain't really worth much. It's only worth something to really young girls that really haven't clued up and don't care about being provided for, being supported, et cetera, et cetera. However, most women will turn down a pretty boy for a successful man that has his shit together, that has power, that is powerful. Now, this is also a concept where they say, remember when we're younger, they say girls mature, quicker than boys, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there comes to a point as a man when you can't just be like, hey, I'm cute. Can I get some? They're going to be like, what you got to offer? What are you bringing to the table? When you call yourself a king, that means that you have an empire. Even when you're talking about a monarchy or a regality system, kings who are looking for queens in different empires, they say, look, here's my empire. This is what I have. I would like to marry your daughter and make her the queen. You can't just go to like some royal family and be like, all right, listen, I live at home with my mother. I ain't got no criminal conviction, but and I want to marry. They could be like, what? No, you're not worthy of this queen. And even if she's a prince, she's normally a princess at that time, you're not worthy of that. So how can you expect a woman to treat you like a king when you don't even have the basic necessities or requirement of being a king? What is your empire? Where is your throne that you sit on? Now, this is something that kind of irks my nerves when people talk, not even when they talk about struggle love, right? Like sometimes people talk about struggle love, but I hate what irks my nerves when they talk about struggle love is they try to equate black love to struggle love. That's what irks my nerves because I think that that's ridiculous. I hate when people equate black love to struggle love. Struggle love is something that can be anywhere. But what black men need to understand, and these particular black men, and this kind of blows my mind, you're not willing to build yourself up as a man and have a particular stature and success so that you can, because please believe me, let me tell you something. The hardest, most coldest, most so-called bitter woman in the world, if you have your shit together, my brother, and you are successful and you have power and you treat her right and you will provide for her, you will melt that ice because she will see that you are deserving. There are women that understand that they are a prize, and they in their mind they're like, I'm a prize. Why am I just gonna give this to anybody? Like you ain't got shit to offer. Like, what the hell? One of my young homies one time, he loves pretty women, right? Who doesn't? But he loves pretty women, and he would chase like these Instagram models. And I would say to him, yo, listen, you have to have something that stands out from the crowd. And he's like, what? You have to have something that stands out from the crowd because she's pretty. She's beautiful. She attracts a lot of men. Men from all over the place want her. What makes you stand out? Because you're good looking? Some women don't even care about looks. Some do, some don't. But there are going to be other men that are good looking. Let's say what you have to offer is you're good looking and you make $22,000 a year and you got a good personality. Now, remember, not all women are gold diggers, and this doesn't mean you're a gold digger. This is women practicing hypergamy, right? Which isn't the same thing as gold digging. And I said to him, you are in competition with rappers, with ball players, with very rich men, with men that are super, super smart and intelligent. What can you bring to the table? You got to stand out from the crowd. You're saying, hey, can I talk to you? But this is why you're not getting possibly the attention that you think you're supposed to get. So I said to him, you have to even the odds. Like my dad always said, whatever battle you have, if you can't win, you got to even the odds. You got to change the odds. Now, somebody said, what? And what does she have to offer? This is where people aren't thinking about putting in work. You ever heard of hard work pays off? When you find out what he said, he basically wants to know what do they have to offer? And this should be a thing that women should answer, right? Ladies, when a man presents to you that he's willing to look after you, take care of you, protect you, provide for you, love you, and treat you right, what are you going to offer him, ladies? And I'm sure the ladies will tell you. They'll tell you what she will bring to you. I mean, now this is what I'm going to say to you fellas, that I do not believe that you should protect, provide, and all these things for the wrong woman or women that do nothing for you in return and give you nothing. Just some pussy ain't please. You can get that anywhere. Why am I gonna go all the extra amount of hard just for some coochie? That's it. No. A woman that can only give you sex in return ain't the one type of woman that you do all of this for. I look at it like what my woman gives me in return for the things that I offer her. Somebody made a good point. We'll go into that. She gives me loyalty. She gives me love. She gives me understanding. She gives me support. She gives me things that are unique to myself that she will never give anybody else. She gives me her heart. She gives me her soul, literally her soul. If I need something, she'll do it. She is my ride or die. Someone said, well, if I'm down and she won't accept me when I'm down, don't come looking for me when I'm high up. But that's kind of one of those things I feel like that's a moot point, right? It's like if you're a bum and you're homeless, and as a homeless bum who's hard on his luck, you go up to a woman and you go, hey, yo, excuse me, miss, can I talk to you a second? And she sees that you smell a little and you're homeless and you ain't combed your hair and your hair all over your face. You got a big ass beard. And she goes, no, I'm okay. Thank you. Remember, she has her standards. She's entitled to her standards. Then 2 years later, now you up and you right and you've had a shower and you shaved off your beard and you did your hair and you smell good. And then you go up to her and say, yo, excuse me, miss, could I talk to you? And she goes, yeah, sure. What's up? And you change, and then you go, oh yeah, you didn't want me when I was homeless, so you can't have me now that I'm balling. She's gonna be like, well, why would I want you then? Women of a lot of multitude of nationalities practice hypergamy. Hypergamy is the practice of dating up. A man that is more successful than you, richer than you. Not all women do it. It's not necessary, but just the concept alone. So when guys say that, I'm always kind of like, okay. If I know a woman doesn't like skinny guys, and I'm a skinny dude, and she's just there, she's not attracted. She's like, she just can't do it with skinny guys, right? And then I go to the gym and I bulk up and I get all buff and stuff. And then I see, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And she's like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm like, yo, you remember I was that guy that was skinny? You didn't want me when I was skinny, but now you're interested in me when I'm buff? Yeah, she is, because now you fit into her requirements. Now, obviously, if it's strictly about money, then of course, this is not the type of woman that you want. Now, if, for example, should we go there? We could. If, for example, you're poor, but you're trying to get to where you need to get to. You're trying to build yourself up. You're on your journey to being successful, and you see a woman, you're like, look, I'm really interested in you. I really like you. I want to care about you. And then she's like, she's just not interested in you at all. And the only thing is because you don't have the money yet, but you will. When you do get on and you get rich or you get successful, of course, it would be understandable that you would reject her because you'd be like, you know that she doesn't really care about personality. She's only interested in you now because of money. And that's a young boy's mentality. The opposite of that is a young boy's mentality. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always honest. I'm always 100. Y'all know I used to bang. Y'all know that I was a drug dealer back in the day, a trapper, whatever y'all want to call it, a stick up kid as well. Like I'm 33 now. That life is way behind me. Let me tell you a story. I might have told y'all this. I don't know. God, I was young. How old was I? Jeez. I was 17 years old. And an acquaintance of mine had a very, very beautiful sister. Very beautiful. And she never paid attention to me at all. Not once. She'd see me. I'd say hello to her. She'd be like, hey. One day, she realized that her brother, who was my acquaintance, was actually my employee. And he worked for me. She found out that he was, grinding for me. So she turns around and she says to me one day, she says, hey, yo, what's up? I'm like, what's up? And she's like, can we blend? I'm like, blend? What you mean? And she's like, blend. Now, she was not interested in me at all. I used to say hello. She wouldn't even pay attention to me. She'd ignore me. I knew that she didn't want nothing to do. She was not interested in me. She found out that I had money and I was doing my thing and she wanted to fuck me. And you know what? I fucked her. She said, I blend. She's like, what's that? She goes, you know what I'm talking about. I said, do I? I said, yeah. She said, where you stay at? I gave her the address. She showed up. She drove to the crib. She was older than me. She was like 2 years older than me. She drove to the crib. I had an apartment at this one. I was only 17. And I hit it. She was not interested in me. She did not want me because she thought I had nothing to offer. Then she found out I had money and now she was interested in me. Then I hit her and she was still interested in me afterwards. But, and as a kid, I'll probably be dumb enough to spend some money on her, but maybe, who knows? So my thing is, that's a young boy's mentality to even allow that. Now, a smart man would have been like, why would I? He wasn't my homie. He was my employee. Let's get it right. Keep it 100. I'm not gonna turn around. As an older man, you understand now when you go, okay, hold on. You don't want me, but now you realize that I've got something going on. Now you're into me. However, there are many, many men that don't give a shit. They don't care. They do not care in the slightest. They're like, their money, their success, their stature is what is allowing women to be attracted to them. They look at their money as a concept to say, she doesn't like skinny guys. I went to the gym and got buff. Now she's into me. Why wouldn't I do that? There are guys, I'm going to mention Bria Miles. I think she's mad pretty. There are guys that would be like, yo, Bria Miles only likes guys with short hair. They'll cut their hair off because it gives them an edge. If they said, yo, Bria Miles will fuck you if you have a nose ring, they will get the nose ring because they're trying to get what they're trying to get. So with certain guys, excuse my language, guys, but I'm trying to make a point and I know I'm being crass. So some guys will be like, women like money. Not all, but the ones that do, and they will only be in those particular women will only be interested in me if I got money. These guys aren't really trying to have a proper relationship with these women. They just want to smash. They just want to have sex. If they feel that that is something that will obtain that for them, they don't care whether that woman likes them or not. Some guys may think that maybe, possibly, the woman will fall in love with their personality, their soul, and their heart in the future. But yeah, so back to the title, as we said. So these guys, and it's the very same concept, these guys that will basically fly to Latin America or even Latin countries in the Caribbean, the West Indies, and South America because they feel that they are going to get submission from these Latin women. And when I say Latina women, we're just talking about geographically. It's not a race because they'll tell you that there are black women there as well that they're trying to have sex with. They think that these women are submitting to them and treating them like quote unquote kings because they love them, respect them, and appreciate men. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Countries are poor. These women are struggling. Some of these women have children and you wouldn't even know. Some of y'all guys, well, I would know. Bro, listen, I've known enough women with kids in my life, right? That you would never know they have kids. Ever. No stretch marks, stomach super flat, breast still perky and firm. Trust me. And plus, in this day and age with, surgery and all that, you might never know anyway. These women are trying to survive and they see these guys as survival. Of course, they're going to be nice to you. Of course, they're going to be nice. Don't think for one moment that you, as an American man, going to Dominican Republic or Brazil or Colombia and you, bro, you make $30,000 a year and you think that they're rushing to you because of your personality. $30,000 a year to them is something. I don't even know if it's the same now. My ex, who was Colombian, she told me that the average wages in Colombia were like $8 a week. And then you'd obviously convert it into pesos. So why do you think if it's $8 a week is the average wage, why do you think? Come on now. If you can rent a banging apartment or a house, even sorry, for like $200 a month, now do you understand why your money is dope? Now do you understand? Now do you get it? It ain't because you're special. You're no special, papi. It ain't that. And that's struggling. They struggling. It's not like, do you get what I'm saying? Exactly. No, Ebony Reed, you're 100%. 30K ain't ish. But 30K to somebody in Colombia, that's a hell of a lot of money. And you nice. You nice. So when these guys actually think that these women love them and appreciate them, these women are just to survive. And please believe me, you are paying these women for sex. You're paying them for sex. They don't give a shit about you. They don't. They're trying to survive. And if they were to get a green card, and if they were to go to the United States, and then they realize that you were just average, Like we're talking about security wise and financially, they can leave you too. I've been to Cali. And when I say Cali, I'm not talking about in LA. I'm on about Cali and Colombia. They struggle out there. They're poor. The women will do whatever the hell they're trying to do to survive, to feed their family. And there's a lot. In Latin America, the colorism is crazy. Listen, let me tell you something. So this is how I know as well about the other aspects of finances and money. Look, when I went to Colombia, God, oh my God. When I went there, bearing in mind there's a lot of colorism in Latin America. When I went to Colombia, yo, let me tell you something. Where I'm from in New York, right? A lot of women like dark skinned brothers. That's my experience. A lot of women like dark skinned brothers. Yeah, I had game and whatnot, and it was all good, right? However, when I went to Colombia, I never seen nothing like this. I truly understood being worshipped for my complexion. Oh, light skin privilege was a hell of a mother over in Colombia. Yo, my dude, I'm not the best looking guy. I am not the best looking dude. I'm alright. In Colombia, I felt like I was God. This was just my face because I was light skinned and I had long hair. Oh my, literally everywhere I went. This is when I was dating the Colombian woman. Everywhere I went, all types, black, white, like everywhere was just chasing me. Everywhere. I was like, what the hell? I never experienced this in my life. They were jumping on me because I'm light skinned. But because I was American, oh my God, because I was American, right? They also thought I had money. They were ready to give it all. Now I was with somebody. I was in a relationship with somebody. Paola. I was, I was in a relationship with somebody, right? So that wasn't gonna happen. But women were literally throwing like possible threesomes and foursomes at me because, oh, you light skinned sexy out there, and plus they think you got money. I ain't got no damn money. I was a kid, like I was like 20. I ain't had nothing, right? I mean, a little, not much, right? So when you go to places where colorism is rife, it's rife, and you're a dark skinned black man, and these Latin women are throwing themselves at you all over the place, I want you to bear that in mind. Colorism is rife. And I'm not just that, it was like that back then, and it's still like that. Colorism is rife. Bear that in mind because you're out here thinking that this is just an act. These women are just portraying an act. That's it. They're not submitting to you. They're gonna do whatever the hell they trying to do to get this paper. My ex told me, she explained to me that so many women over there have to support so many different families. They're gonna do what they have to do. Don't believe for one moment that these women aren't gonna treat you the same way as black women in the United States if you act up, if you don't treat them right. My friend, he think recently he got involved with this woman over in the Dominican Republic. He started flying back and forth to Dominican Republic and whatnot, and he met her online. Met her online. He met her from I laugh. I hope he's not listening. He met her from like a webcam thing, you know. It's all sex working, isn't it? It's all sex work. So he met her. She was a webcam model, and he turned on his camera. She thought he was cute. They exchanged numbers. I was warning him. She started asking him. She was like, "Oh, my phone broke, so I can't talk to you properly." She started saying that her phone broke, and then she was like, she needs a new phone. And he was like, "How much?" And she's like, "Oh, $250." Like $250 in the DR for a phone. Now, apparently, it's expensive out there because technology-wise, things can be expensive. Food might be cheap, rent might be cheap, but technology is expensive. So all of a sudden she asked, so he pays for it. And he tells me, he's like, yo, she needed a phone. I'm like, I told him, I said, bro, you know, you get a hustle, right? I said, she's got a phone. Her phone's fine. Her phone's fine. She's working it right now. And then she tells him that, oh, she can't afford her rent. And I said to her, what would you do? What would she do if you didn't exist? I said, she goes online and makes money masturbating on camera. You met her that way, right? And so they'll talk, they'll cake it, whatever. He's out there using, I don't freaking know, Google Translate or some shit, right? Then he's like, yo, he's gonna save up some money and fly out to the Dominican Republic, whatever. So she turns around to him and she says how she owes some money and she needs to pay it back. And he's saying to her, well, he can't afford to give her money because she thinks he's richer than he really is because, you know, dollar peso conversion. He says, I can't give you any more money because I'm trying to stack money to come fly out and see you and spend a week with you or something like that. And he goes, the only way that I could do that is I could give you the money, but then I'm not gonna see you. And I might not see you for a year or something because I've been stacking for a hot minute. And she said to him, okay, well, we can postpone you coming to see me. And he told me, and I said, bro, you are getting hustled. You are getting hustled. I said, the fact that she told you you can postpone coming to visit her, and all of a sudden she got these debts that are creeping up and this, that. Like, what? So anyway, he gives her the money. He postpones it. And then he goes to see, and he goes down to the Dominican Republic and, goes to see, obviously, they get down, he's not an ugly dude. They have sex. They do their thing, whatever they're doing, right? And before he leaves, he gives her money. And he was like, she's treating him like a king, she's covering him with kisses and stuff like that. So I said, who is she? Let me see. So he shows me the Instagram. I just knew she was playing him. She was so easily playing him. And I said to him, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. All right. We're gonna get one of our other friends, because he told us who she was. She's still working on the webcam thing, right? This with the webcam chat online stuff, right? We get one of our other friends to hit her up and be like, yo, boom, bang, 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 bang. This, day, and the third. Like, I'm into you. Like, what's up? Oh, he was like, oh, I'd love to see you in real life and all this. And she started, she swapped numbers with him. They started talking on WhatsApp, and she was telling him the same spiel. She pulled the same, and we showed the other one. We said, look, see, bro, you getting hustled. This is just her, how she survives. I'm not knocking her. Like, you can't knock the hustle. You cannot knock the hustle. How people eat. Let's keep it 100. How people eat and how they provide for their family. Remember, you are dealing with countries where it's bad, it's rough out there. So this is how people survive. And he had told me that they had arguments, arguments when he wasn't able to give her money or stuff like that, and she would just basically turn cold on and be like, oh, okay, blah, 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 right? And he was like, what the fuck? And I told you, bro, attitude is attitude. It don't matter where you go, bro. A lot of dudes are doing it. So these guys that are saying, hey, yo, I'm flying out to the DR, I'm flying out to Colombia, I'm flying out to Brazil because the black women out there treat me better and they love me better and they better than black women. They submit. Yeah. Let me tell you something. If you donate $1,000 to me right now, I'll make a video that you want me to make. I will pander to your $1,000. Let's keep it 100. If somebody donated $1,000 and said, Angel, here you go. I give you $1,000. I want you to make a video about the stock exchange. I'm gonna make that video about. Do you get the point that I'm making? They are submitting to your money. They are pandering to your money. So all these guys that think that they're something special when they go to Latin America because the women are so much sweeter and they're so much nicer. All right. Now, not to scare people off. Yes, all women are not like that. Of course they're not. All women in Latin America are not like that. Of course they're not. It's true. They're not all, some will genuinely are looking for a nice guy and whatever. But you have to understand there's a language barrier as well. Half of these women, if they're black Latinas, if they were to actually understand the type of stuff that you say and see how you talk and treat black American women, they don't want nothing to do with you either. Like, seriously, there is a language disconnect. So let's say you talk to a Latina woman from, like, in Latin America. Let's say you're in Colombia and you're talking to a Colombian woman. Let's say she's a black Colombian woman, right? And you're talking to her and you complaining to her and you're like, yo, black women in America treat me like shit. They're horrible to me. They're not nice to me. They never say anything good to me. They don't want me. All I want to do is find somebody to love and treat right. They're going to listen to what you're saying. And they're gonna be like, why? They're gonna say that's messed up. Like, why would they do this? You're not telling them the truth. You're not out here telling them that you treat black women like shit. You're not out here telling them that you are not even willing to support a black woman, provide for black women. You're not willing to treat black women right. You're not telling her that. She don't know all that. Tell her the freaking truth. Tell her the truth. But they are preying. They're literally preying on these women. These guys are preying on. They might not look at it as preying on these women, but they are. And like I said, we're not talking about, like, some are just trying to survive and they'll do it for the money. And that's why they'll just throw themselves at you. I'm telling you the truth. Like, don't get fooled. All right, listen, let me tell you something like this, right? I'm coming from a place as a man that has never ever had to worry about getting women in my life, right? I'm not saying that to be obnoxious or conceited. I'm trying to prove a point here. I've never had to worry about women in my life, right? And I'm telling you from a position that some of these guys that are telling black men, go to Colombia, go to Latin America, go here, go to PR, go to Dominican Republic, the women treat you better. Da, da, da. These guys are not telling you the truth. They're not telling you the truth. They're not telling you that this is about money. This is about survival for these women at all. They're not telling you that. I can come to you and I can give brothers game and tell brothers the truth from a multitude of aspects. Yes, I've had my heart broken. I've broken some hearts, but yet I have never, ever had to worry about being with a woman or getting women ever. I know the game. I know the game well. And I know the game played on both sides from both men and women. I've always had a passport. I've always traveled around and I've always known different places. Don't listen to these guys. These guys get gassed up because they'll travel out there because they heard something. They travel out there, they go with some change, and then the women throw themselves at them. They throw money at them, and then they're like, they come back to their brothers and be like, yo, listen, because these guys ain't never experienced nothing like that. They've never experienced women throwing themselves at them. They've never experienced being able to get a multitude of women. So because they've never experienced that, they're just like, boom. So when these guys are not listening to me because they want to listen to other guys that blow smoke, they're just wasting their money. I feel like certain black American men want to be like those weird white fat guys that fly out to the Philippines or Vietnam and get them one of those Vietnamese women, Filipino women, and really be out there thinking it's all for the love. It's because they appreciate them and treat them better. And we know, like when you mention a white guy going to the Vietnam or Philippines, you know what it is straight away, don't you? You like, nah, you know what it is. Yeah, 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 yeah. Straight away. We wouldn't even need to have this conversation. If I said to you, white men getting women from the Philippines or Vietnam, if I said that, this wouldn't even be a conversation with it. You'd know exactly what I'm talking about. 100%. Right now, you'd be like, yes. Let's say the title said, white men looking for blah, blah, blah. We wouldn't need the conversation, would we? Straight away, it would be a very short video. So why does it have to be a long ass video when we're talking about black men going to Latin America? Because some of us don't understand because we don't know about it. It's not been, I don't know if it's been documented like that. Now, has anybody in the chat, have you been to Latin America and have you seen what I talked about for the duration of this live stream? We've been talking for an hour. If you have been to Latin America, and I don't mean like going to the Bronx, right? And met a couple of Latinos in the Bronx. I mean, if you've been to Latin America, whether it be in the Caribbean or in South America, if you've been there, have you seen firsthand what I am talking about? If you have seen firsthand what I'm talking about, i.e., these women throwing themselves at American men or European men because they're trying to survive. If you've seen that firsthand, but these guys are deluded. And you know why? It's not even so much that they're deluded. It's because to them, it's just like, yeah, I just want coochie. Because they couldn't do the equivalent in the US because their little $30,000, $40,000 a year, they can't run that same game in the US. Because you could do the equivalent in the US. If you make $500,000 a year, you can have women throw themselves at you when you go to the club. If you make a stack of, you can do that. But these are not men who are making $500,000 a year or $1 million a year. These are men making like less than 50K a year. Now does it start to make sense what I'm saying to you? But they use the excuse because black women don't submit. You want these women to submit, right? And you want them to respect you. Bro, you ain't even got a house. You don't even have a house to say, yo, my queen, here you go. Peace, love, and coconut oil. Hey, man, that's racist. Please remember that from now on, brand new, never before seen videos, as well as live streams, will only be available on my website, ikyg.com, via a Patreon subscription. ikyg.com is a Black-owned, Black-ran platform, 100% free from censorship. It's the only place where we don't have to worry about what we say and expressing ourselves. Make sure you check out the description and the comment section for important links, as well as information in video form that shows you what benefits you get when you support the site and join my Patreon. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe and be notified every time I upload a video. For exclusive content and perks, check out my Patreon. This is where we have private live streams, group chats, live Q&As, live phone calls, and open topics. This is a safe space where you can interact with other like-minded people, make friends, send each other direct private messages, and so much more without any trolls. And yes, you get to use GIFs and images in the live chats. So what are you waiting for? This is a completely independent website, free from censorship. If you'd like to make a donation towards the site so we can continue to put out the truth without fear of being silenced, then please hit that donation button. It's greatly appreciated. Check out the rest of the site for videos, private and public live streams, find out all the tea, and make sure to utilize the Black Money section of the website. Advertise your business absolutely free to people that look like you, free forever. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at angel_IKYG.